Bring in California Congressman Devin Nunes, ranking member of the House Intel Committee and the author of an upcoming book called Countdown to Socialism. There it is right there. He joins us from our nation's capital. And Congressman, you know, while we're watching the hurricane down south, you know, our hearts and prayers are with the people of your state of California, where they've got these historic wildfires that have caused so much destruction. And in fact, you know, you're on the East Coast as we are. People on this coast can actually smell the fire from out west.
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking, Steve, that I'd love to have some of that water that's hitting our folks in the South. I'd love to move that to California right now to help put a lot of these fires out. But, you know, people need to understand that it's very normal for us to have forest fires. We've had them, you know, forever. And we get lightning strikes usually in the fall, and it'll start forest fires. The problem is that they become catastrophic because we no longer manage our forests anymore. And so you get hot weather, the access roads are all blocked, they're overgrown. The timber industry has been annihilated. It was annihilated during the Clinton administration. And that's what's happening out in California. It's very, very sad to watch, and it's horrible. I mean, I can't tell you. I left there a few days ago. I mean, we couldn't even see the sun. It was so bad because of the smoke.
So when you look at the coronavirus deal, Nancy Pelosi said she's going to keep all of y'all in session until you come up with a deal. The president was asked by George Stephanopoulos at that town hall yesterday. He was asked if he would pick up the phone or meet with Nancy Pelosi, and this is what he had to say.
Will you be calling the speaker, and can you hammer out a deal?
At the right time, yes. I would like to see additional stimulus for people that really, it wasn't their fault, wasn't your fault, wasn't anybody's fault. It was China's fault. I don't care how you want to define it. This was China's fault, and our people shouldn't be hurt, and we should do stimulus. We did a lot of it initially, and now they stopped because they think it's going to be better for the election. I don't know.
They say if you'll come up, they said they'll meet you halfway on the money.
Well, we can do something maybe, but I'm just hearing for the first time about an hour ago that maybe there is a chance to get something, and I'd like to do it. I would like to see it happen.
All right, what's your reaction to that? What's going to happen?
Well, look, clearly the polling is not going in the speaker's favor. That's what's happening here. And the president's exactly right. The president lives down the street at Pennsylvania Avenue. We're the legislative branch of government. Pelosi has refused to even engage with the Republicans in the House. The Senate has told Pelosi that what she wants to do is not going to work. So there's going to have to be some type of compromise. And I think the president is exactly right. Tell the House of Representatives to do their job. Tell Pelosi to come up with a bipartisan bill if she wants to get a bill. And I think there's pressure on her now because they were planning to ride COVID into the election. Biden was going to stay in his basement. They're going to blame Trump for it. And they thought they're going to win on that. But the problem is they've created this monster that they can't control with Antifa and BLM and riots. And I mean, we just had, as you well know, we just had 2 officers that were shot at point blank range. This is, and they won't condemn it.
And you can't get Kamala Harris to visit either officer or even make a phone call to see how they're doing. As she does work in California, I believe, full-time like you do.
She was out in my district yesterday, right. I will say. But, you know, she did the same thing. They run out there and they blame global warming for these catastrophic fires, and it's just not true.
Well, I thought that was great that Gavin Newsom said, hey, they differ so much on their policies and belief when it comes to taxes, but he and the president show mutual respect. Don't you think that is the way in which America wants right now? You can be a Democratic Republican, but you don't have to get personal.
I agree with you 150%. That's what the American people expect, and it's what we should want. The problem is that we're under attack in this country because of the radical left has made it almost impossible for anyone to get along in this country. They never accepted the results of the 2016 election. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, and your viewers all know, the Democrats corrupted our intelligence agencies in this country and spied on the campaign back in 2016. They refuse to acknowledge that they did this, and now we're headed, you know, into another election where they never accepted the election of Donald Trump.
Congressman, I've got some bad news for you. I'm sure you heard about a week ago that in the last year, more people moved out of California than moved in.
Yeah.
And, in the last couple of months, Elon Musk, who runs Tesla, said, I'm going to build a new plant, not in California, I'm going to Texas. And Joe Rogan got the $100 million Spotify deal, and he said, I'm not going to stay in California, I'm going to move to Texas. And then we saw this tweet from Ben Shapiro yesterday. He said, I've lived my entire life in California. Within weeks, we will be taking our 75 jobs and leaving. We're not the first, and we certainly won't be the last. Terrible governance has consequences. He is moving his business to Nashville, Tennessee. What is going on with the California exodus?
Well, it's a sad state because of affairs. You have the most blessed land in the world, which is California. But it's one-party rule. It's what socialism brings to a government. And so what you have out there, whether it's the catastrophic forest fires where people blame global warming instead of actually just bringing back the timber industry, you've got homeless running around everywhere in California. It's a really difficult place to live. Plus the taxes. They're talking about the taxes going up to 15%. And just one final thing, they actually just passed last week, they call it the pedophile bill, where now it's not going to be a crime if you sleep with a 14-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is really bad stuff going on out there, and I hope the American people wake up and understand, and that's kind of what my book's about, really, is kind of a warning.
Wow. All right, your book is called Countdown to Socialism. When does it come out?
It's out now.
It's out now. Wonderful. All right, pick it up. Sorry, I don't have a copy. You've got to send us one.
I have to get you guys one.
Yeah, we'll do a whole segment just on the book. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for being with us.